Back to my home crunchy for execution now. Goodbye.
Well, Jake, the only question now is that you've achieved your goal of surpassing your mentor. Do you still truly love number 2?
Contestant number 2, we've been together for 5 years now. How many kids do we have?
Well, as a matter of fact, I just learned I'm pregnant with our first.
All right, that's all the time we have for that round. It's time to move on. Did we do?
Well, I'd still like to ask contestant number 3 if that's okay.
Yes. It's time for our third and final getting serious round.
Contestant number 3. It's been 5 years and, well, you heard it, I'm now a premier dietitian, world-renowned, publisher of many cookbooks.
I'm so proud of you.
Where do you see yourself? Are you still working for your father as an accountant?
Well, I would have not seen him for 5 years. Except for
he's-
those odd times that he would pop up and ask me, is this really what you want? Guinevere, your father must be really proud of you for everything you've done.
He's dead.
Do you
Don't
remember?
bring that up on the dates.
Sorry.
Do you remember when my dad told me he was ashamed of me?
Yeah.
It's just been really hard since then. Since that happened, 5 years ago, theoretically. Only like half an hour ago, really.
I'm so sorry he disowned you.
I couldn't be doing it without you, though.
You were ashamed of yourself.
Are you talking to me?
No, your father.
Can we go to a commercial break?
I need my time. Look, my dad, he'll do anything to keep us apart. And I may miss him, and I may go to the closet sometimes and stuff Twinkies down my throat, just to feel his love. But he's wrong.
He is. You know what? It's funny. I probably would have never told you in all these 5 years, but when we were on the game show, he offered me $15,000 to not pick you.
That's right.
And well, I agreed. But that was before I was a world-renowned dietitian. Now, of course, I don't need that money. And
You agree?
obviously, I ended up picking you, since now it's been 5 years and we're together.
This is all theoretical, Jake!
Right!
How did you do that? You chose $15,000?
It's just, well, when he offered it to me, I was publishing zines on the street corner in Rochester. You know how hard it is for a dietitian to get a following? $15,000 could have really made a difference for me, but I see now that was so wrong. And I want to be your pigeon. Because there's one thing I know about pigeons. They can always find their way home.
I
was wrong.
want to be with somebody who would never choose $15,000 over me.
It was my fault.
Okay, commercial break. Do whatever you want. Not you, stay there.
Listen. I have to admit something. I've been so proud of you ever since you came to this world.
Really?
I was next to my father right before he passed away. And he turned to me and said that I'm a failure. I never wanted to follow the family accounting firm. I actually wanted to be a musician. But I didn't know what else I could do. I never had the support of my family, and now that I had been here, and when I saw you offer her a glass of water, instead of all that disgusting food, I could see something pure in you. And I had judged you incorrectly.
Really?
And when you admitted, when you actually came clean, and admitted that she accepted my offer. That shows integrity and truth and honesty. Okay? And I've been wrong. I failed at my marriage, but I don't want to fail with my daughter. If you love him or anyone else, and whatever you want to do, I will always be there to support you. Do you understand?
Daddy, it's been so hard to be without you for these past 30 minutes. I thought I'd never have you in my life again. But I can't believe what you did.
I was wrong.
He forgot
You have to forgive me. I was wrong my whole life. Don't make the same mistake I did. Don't live with anger in your heart. Forgive.
Can't you remember when you met me in the park? The first time you were playing your guitar.
I remember. Sing the song that I sang for you.
He sat down beside me and smoked his guitar. Smoked his cigar. Smoked his cigar.
He sat down beside me and smoked his cigar as the smoke rose out. That's all I have.
And then we got pregnant. I forgive you, Daddy.
All right, we have got to get back to the show. Before you walk off the set, sir, let me just say that you said you always wanted to be a musician. We have a parting gift for you. Go backstage and you'll find a brand new euphonium!
I would be excited if I knew what that was.
All right, let's get this round going. Count me in.
3, 2, 1, action.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, we did the It's Getting Serious round, and now we are getting ever closer to that fateful moment where you're going to decide one of these lucky contestants to be your soulmate for life. This is our last chances round. You have one more interaction with each contestant to finally figure out who it's going to be.
All right, thanks, Pat. Wow, what a decision. You all seem so excellent. All right, contestant number 1. Well, just dreaming of these trips we could take and the chanting we could do and the mantras. It's all so exciting, but, well, it seemed like you're a little bit nauseated by the idea of sharing the spotlight. And, well, honestly, that sort of cuts me to my core because, as I mentioned, I have a cousin who's always taking the spotlight for me. And, well, I would really want my partner to be someone who could share the spotlight with me. And sometimes it would be all about what you want. I would gladly team with your other husbands and maybe we could have a card night or form a softball team. But sometimes I would want to go on tour and go to book signings, and I would hope you'd be up by my side. Do you think that if we were life mates, that we could work that out and move together, sharing the spotlight together?
There's one thing I've noticed about you all of this time, and that is that you don't seem to see your true inner light, your true brilliance. And I really want you to shine brightly. And I know it's difficult to be amongst all my other candles. And I'm afraid that it's more that you can't handle that I have other candles. And
Well, that rhymed. All right. Move on.
Contestant number 2. I'm so happy to hear that we've both put Dr. Zhivago behind us.
As am I.
And we can move forward with starting our family. I want to have a big family with lots of kids. Is that okay with you?
I don't mind having them as long as I can start my career first still.
You know, all this time, what are you studying?
You know, it's about time you asked.
Sorry.
We've been together, theoretically, for almost 5 years. Hopefully that won't continue to happen in our life partnership, but I'm studying.
And that's all the time for that round. All right, time to move on to the last round.
Contestant number 3.
Jake,
Guinevere, I made a terrible mistake when I agreed to not pick you for $15,000. I got blindsided by your father's money and, well, that was wrong. If I pick you and you pick me, can we move past that and can you find it in your heart to forgive me?
Yes. Yes, I can find it in my heart, Jake.
Wow.
I think we would have a beautiful life together.
Pat, I think I've made my decision.
All right. In that case, it's time to make up your mind. Jake, I'm going to ask you to come right over here and stand in this special spot. And first, let's find out who you did not choose. Who is the first person that you're going to send home a loser?
Well, contestant number 1.
really?
I really love worshiping the divine with you, but maybe you're right. I like to think that I'm not so traditional, and maybe I just have some working on myself to do because I'm not a bright enough candle to stand next to all your other candles.
Well, I am disappointed. I'll have to find another. But what I came to realize when we were looking at that red rock with the boulders,
Yeah. And you were on the cusp of throwing up?
yes, Jake Anthony. And it was always your feminine side that I loved. And I realized that I don't want husbands. I want wives!
Good luck.
Well, can you say spin-off show? All right, Jake, who is the next person you're going to send home with a lifelong vendetta against you?
Well, this wasn't an easy decision, Pat. You both are so wonderful, and I could see myself living happily with either of you as my forever mate. But, well, contestant number 3, contestant number 2, contestant number 3, I choose you, contestant number 3.
Wait now, are you choosing contestant number 3 to go home?
I'm sorry, contestant number 2, you're wonderful, but I choose contestant number 3 as my mate.
Well, let's take an opportunity for these two to say goodbye to each other.
But I waited 5 years and I was going to have your kids.
I know.
I don't even want kids!
I sort of suspected that. At the end of the day, I feel like, well, we just didn't connect. I mean, after all, I never even got to find out what you're studying.
And that's all the time we have! Well, that means you're going to spend the rest of your life with contestant number 3!
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And if you want to have Christmas at your parents' or Christmas at my parents', whatever.
Let's trade years.
Of course!
Yeah.
And I'll wear a suit sometimes and a tie.
And I'll wear your Christmas sweater that your aunt made.
Congratulations. And I know I'm dressed like a lunatic, but I promise you that we'll all be a wonderful family together.
Oh yeah! Bravo! Bravo! Find love on the mating game. Well, what about Bobby? Huh? Single ladies out there, clap your hands for some Bobby. Who wants to go home with Bobby? Bobby needs love too. Nobody? Fine.
Actually, Bobby,
I'm pregnant.
I'm opening up my horizons here.
In very easy to understand language, what is going on?
Well, we had a private discussion off stage, and Bobby's going to join your mother and I.
Oh, hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Free love after all, right?
Yes.
And watch this. Watch this.
Oh,
Look at that.
Daddy!
I'm a lunatic, a maniac.
Well, all right, why don't you two move over downstage right a little bit, come back a little bit. Let's bring those three love bugs back on here. We might as well, as long as we're celebrating. Come on over here. And how about Nan? All right, well.
Oh, excuse me, but I would like to introduce you to my newest wife.
yes, just call me Emily the Candle.
Well, all right, it seems like the only real loser is Minky. Well, my friends, we're going to send our two lovebirds off on a wedding and a honeymoon for 2 glorious weeks in Bakersfield, California! And that does it for us. Remember, my friends, if you're feeling like a big loser, you're probably not. There's someone out there who wants to love you. Good night, America! Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ken Adams, and guess what? It's a wig! That's the big surprise. My friends, thank you so much. Tonight's show, The Mating Game, was created and directed by Valerie-Yield-on-Green. The costumes were coordinated by Nikki Viola. And this amazing set we have the honor of playing in front of was designed and built by Eileen Tumblin. We have 7 more performances of The Mating Game tomorrow, and then Saturday, and then Sunday, and then all next weekend. Come back, see it again. It's always brand new, always improvised, and always based on your suggestions. If you have a good time and you want to tell some friends about it, we'd appreciate that very much because your word of mouth is our best source of advertising. We have some postcards on the table there. Take them away. Give them to your friends. We'd love to see you and them back here for another performance. We have another show coming up over the summer. Go and grab a postcard about that and come on back. We are a 501c3 charitable organization heavily dependent upon the generosity of our patrons and friends to continue to put on these shows for you. If you have some extra money and you wouldn't mind donating it to us, there's a box on the table. You can throw some money in. We appreciate anything you can afford. If you have a lot of money and you want to write us a check, grab one of those envelopes, take it home, and put it in the mail. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you. Good night. Anybody has a friend in the cast, you can meet us out by the stage door after the show. Bye-bye, everybody.